Yeah, for sure. We just had a meeting about that. Actually, we were talking about looking at a little mini series here against them. So it's definitely something we've talked about and we're thinking about. We're going to see these guys next three games and maybe in the first round of playoffs. So it's a little introduction to maybe the playoffs here.
What's the? I'm not asking you to divulge any secrets. So what are the keys in meetings like that? What are you looking for? Is it habits they're doing? I know teams always say, "Well, we went to concert and what we do." How do you guys look at this?
Well, we look at our previous games and what we can adjust and get better at and what they might adjust as well. What we've done a good job at taking away, they may adjust some things. So, a little chess match here for the next three games. But for us, I think it's just looking after our game and our mindset going into this little stretch here.
Next up, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Jake, I know you and Toffoli go back. What's it been like facing him this year? What stands out?
Yeah, he's putting the puck in the net well. He's a good player. He's a good shooter. A little banter on the ice back and forth here and there, but he's definitely been finding the net, and he's a key player for them. And we have to take away time and space on him and play him hard, or else you give him a sec, he can make you pay. So it's nice to see him doing well, but hopefully we shut him down here in the next little bit.
Well, for sure. I mean, even for me, I'm obviously new to the division and just trying to understand how they play. And I think it's important. I think anytime you're, matching up right now, especially in the divisions, the way they're set, any mental notes you can take on any team, I'm sure they're doing the same to us. So it's just about understanding, who you're up against, how they play, but more importantly, and I think the focus is always on how you're playing. I think a lot of that takes care of itself too. And that's something we're going to focus on ourselves here and making sure our game is where it needs to be. And then a lot of that other stuff kind of follows suit.
Next up, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Nick, you mentioned you're still new, but what is standing out to you about Austin so far and his ability to put the puck in the net? Why do you think he can score so consistently?
Well, he works at it. That's something I've always been impressed with. The elite players in this league, Austin being one of them, they're working at their craft constantly. And, you watch him, how he prepares for games, how he prepares for practice, the skill work that he does, the type of guy he is in the room. He has this aura around him where you can tell he expects, greatness out of himself. And, it's fun to be around people like that. It's neat to watch. Even as an older player, you appreciate guys who are good at their craft, and Austin takes it very serious. He has a ton of fun. He's a great guy. It's so neat to see him. What is it now? A few years past from when I met him as an 18-year-old kid, undrafted yet, to see how he's matured into a man and a confident one in his abilities and who he is in this league, and he's still learning. So, it's been really fun to be around him again and then try to just, gain that chemistry together, but also respect what he's done here in this league and how he's commanded this room.
Well, I think the big one is just focus on tonight, first and foremost, of course, just one game at a time, but we're not really looking beyond the fact that it's a 3-game set here for us, which not unlike what we've faced a number of times through this regular season, that in itself has a bit of a playoff feel in terms of focusing on one opponent, adjustments from each game. I know that they've got Ottawa in between, but for us, it's 3 straight. That's really, what I'm focused on is just this week here. And of course, starting with tonight in terms of potential playoff, matchup. I mean, anytime I look at it, there's too many variables at play here. I think, they're still can finish from looks to me is, third or fourth. We can finish first or second. There's a lot of different things at play here. So, and a lot of different options for us to who we might face in the first round. But all that stuff will get sorted out in time. We're going to focus on tonight's game and then, prepare for the next one after that.
Thanks. And that's same lineup that we saw at practice today with Timothy going in with Jake then and Jack and net. All right.
Next up, we'll go to Mark Masters, TSN. Go ahead, Mark.
Sheldon, you guys, of course, have the winning record against Montreal, but when the Habs have pushed the pace and taken control of some of the games, what has been the biggest factor you think that maybe you guys have to be aware of tonight and in these 3 games?
Just the speed that they have. They've got some game breakers that if they get behind you and can play on the rush or in transition are very dangerous. And then the biggest one is that they defend really well as a team. They're one of the top defending teams in the NHL in terms of what they don't give up. So offense is a challenge to come by. So you're expecting the games to be tight, and for the most part, each of the ones that we've played have been tight. So we just got to be sharp there, and mainly focus on our game. And so that has been our focus all the way through this last little stretch here as we pushed on from that tough slide that finished in Vancouver for us. We just focused on our game, and that'll continue to be the case here for the remaining games of the regular season.